We are preparing a 3-column cash book, which includes date details, discount allowed, cash bank, and on the credit side, date details, discount received, cash and bank. So whatever we receive, we enter it on the debit side, the yellow side. Whatever we pay, we enter it on the credit side, the green side. Okay. Now here, this is a past paper question. Tarek Wahid is a sole trader who keeps full double entry records, including a 3-column use cash book. On 1st April 2006, his cash book showed the following debit details. So it says debit details. That means cash plus bank, both of them have a debit balance. So you move to the debit side. 1st of 4, 2006. And this is the opening balance, which should be entered as balance brought down. There's nothing in discount allowed column. They didn't give any opening balance. But for cash, there is 125. And for bank, you have 6,750. This is step 1. Clear? Right. Now we are moving into the following transactions which happened during the month. So, Tarek's transaction for the month of April 2006 included the following. So, April 5th, check for 230 received from Asma. So, in this case, you are receiving. So, when you receive, you enter it on the debit side. Right? When did you receive? You received it on 5th of April 2006. From whom did you receive? You received it from Asma L. Zain. And you received a check, right? You received this check, but later it was dishonored. So we should make sure that we are reading the full transaction. Now we cannot enter this in the debit side. Why? It says dishonored. So let's enter it part by part. We'll remove it from the debit side. And we are going to enter it on the credit side because it says that it was dishonored. So when it is dishonored, you enter it on the credit side. Maybe you received this check long time back, right? Now you receive this check was returned. So you enter it in which column? Bank column as 230. Now on 10th, I need to change this discount received column, which I had forgotten to. Let me finish those. The credit side represents discount received. We are done with the changes. Right. Now let's move into 10th. Received a check from Muhammad Riaz in settlement of his account 480. Now you received. If you receive, you enter it on the debit side. You received a check 480 after deducting cash discount of 2.5%. Right? First remember, you enter this on the debit side. 10,406. From whom did you receive? You received from Muhammad Riaz. Right. Now that means you have allowed a discount of 2.5%. Now we need to calculate 480 times 2.5 divided by 100. We need to find out how much is the discount allowed amount. So let's take the calculator. 480 into 2.5 divided by 100. So how much is the discount allowed? 12. So you enter 12 here, and then again from 480 you're supposed to remove that 12. Sorry, it's a mistake. 480 take away 12. 468. So you received a check. So you enter it in the bank column. Now 16th, paid checks. Paid means you enter it on the credit side, green side. Let's enter the date, which is on 16/4/06. Right? What did you pay for? You paid for a motor vehicle. Motor vehicle repairs. Motor vehicle and for motor vehicle repairs. So we need to enter this separately. One is for motor vehicle. Again on the same date, you paid for motor vehicle repairs. Right? And you had paid checks. 9,900 for motor vehicle and remaining 80 for repairs. So if you are paid in check, you enter it in the bank column. So 9,900 and then again 80 for the repairs. Right. Now the next. 24th. Paid Salma Abbas a check for 546. So back again here you enter it on the credit side because you paid for it. And what was the date? It was on 24th. 24/4/06. To whom did you pay? Salma Abbas. And you paid a check. How much check you paid? 546. To the settlement amount due after deducting cash discount of how much? 14. So how much is discount received then? Discount received will be 14 after deducting the discount. So it's already given for you. Cash sales amounted to. So when you make cash sales, you receive cash. So you enter it on the debit side. Right? And the date is on 29/4/06. You made cash sales. Opposite account's name is sales. And what is the amount? 2150. So by cash, you enter it in the cash column. Paid all cash into the bank except 100. Now this is a very critical part of cash, three column cash book. You have to be very careful. We cannot have individual transaction for this, but I can explain you how to enter this 100. Right? As per the accounting rule, cash cannot have a credit balance. Cash usually has a debit balance. That means BAL brought down should appear on the debit side. That means carried down will appear on the credit side. So it's April, so 28/4/06. You enter it as BAL carried down. Let me reconfirm the month. Right, now we need to see April. So April ends on 30th. We can see here April, it ends on 30th. So we need to change that. So here we need to make it 30th. BAL carried down and only in the cash column because we are going to pay all cash into the bank except 100. That means we are going to keep 100 with us in cash. Right? Then next month date, which is 1/5/06. Then you enter here as BAL brought down. Same value, this 100 should go here in the cash. Right? The rest of it I'll explain you how it works because there is some more to do when you are doing a complete cash book. Hope all the individual entries are clear. Right? Now we are going to post them all together in a cash book like this. Clear? Right. So let's do it part by part. I'm going to copy paste only these ones to another page so that we can easily do it. Okay, now let's go to the first transaction. We entered it on the debit side. So let's copy this information. Let's go to the cash book and we are going to enter it. Right? Now the first transaction is done. Now we are moving into the second one, which is this one. So let's copy this information and we'll enter it in the main cash book. Now let's move into the next one. This one is done. This one, let's enter it on the debit side of the cash book. Mohammad Riyaz done. Now these two information to be included. Let's copy this information and we'll enter it on the credit side. Right, that is done. Now we have another one more information which is on the credit side. Right, that's also done. Now one more on the debit side. Let's enter it on the debit side. And the last one, we have to be very careful, which I need to explain you further, which goes above the balancing like this and then below the balancing as this one. Right. Now the last transaction specified that you're going to keep 100 and the remaining you're going to deposit in the bank. In order to do this, first you're supposed to balance off the cash column. What are you supposed to do? Balance off the cash column. Now when you see here in the cash column on the debit side and on the credit side, which side is greater? You can find that debit side is greater. So when debit side is greater, let me remove two columns so that we can explain it further. Now we are going to take the total of this, right? So in order to take the total of this, what do? You add 125 with 2150, which gives you 2275. 2275. You enter the same amount over here, 2275. Right? Now you need to find the difference between 2275 and 100. Therefore, you will get how much? 2175. Okay. This amount you are going to translate at the end of the month, which is on 30th, 406 to the bank. Right? So, opposite accounts name as bank. Now, this is known as a contra entry. What is it known as? A contra entry. Right? Now we credited in the cash column. Now we are supposed to debit it in the bank column. So we are moving on to the debit side. 30th, 406. Opposite accounts name cash. And then you're going to enter this amount, the same amount, 2175 on the debit side of the bank column. This is called the contra entry. You left only 100 with you as cash and the remaining amount you deposited to the bank. So you credited the cash column and then you debited the bank column. And here also it is important to mention that it is a contra entry. Now we are done with, you have to see which side is greater. So I can see the credit side is greater than the debit side. So let's find the total of the credit side. I'm using the sum formula to find this. So it's 10,756. So I need to enter 10,756. From this, I'm going to deduct all these figures. So let's find out how much we get. 10,756. Take away 6,750. Take away 468. Take away 2,175. So you get an answer of 1363. Now here you enter it as 30th 406 as bell carried down. And then on the opposite side as 1506 as bell brought down. In the bank column as 1363. That means cash has a debit balance of 100. Bank has a bank overdraft of 1363. Now what are we going to do with this discount allowed and discount received? We just bring the total down. We just bring this total down 12. And over here also we bring the total down 14. We are not going to balance it as carried down, brought down. But I will show you where it should be transferred to. Okay. Now this discount allowed will be transferred to the discount allowed account on the debit side. Did you get that? And this discount received 14 will go to the credit side of the discount received account. Got it? This closing balance of cash, 100 will go to statement of financial position under current assets. And this closing balance of bank has a credit balance. It goes to statement of financial position under current liability. Right? Now you know discount allowed is an expense. So you need to specify this discount allowed in the income statement under the category of expenses. And how much is the value? 12. Clear? And in this case, discount received is an income. So it should go under other income in the income statement. This 14. Now we are done with preparing a triple column cash book along with how to do the contra entry, along with where the closing entries will be transferred, the financial statements. One is to SFP, another one is to income statement.